The German IT jobs market is facing a crisis, with more than 50% of IT job applications being AI-generated, especially for junior and mid positions, and those numbers are growing. When I was doing my research for other videos, I stumbled upon hundreds of threads in European Reddit job-seeking communities where people complain that they got literally zero response from employers after hundreds of job applications. And I was wondering how people managed to apply to 500 positions within a month. They also said their CVs perfectly match the job descriptions with cover letters tailored specifically for each position. How is it possible? I remember in my case, when I was looking for IT position in Germany, I managed to apply to something like 40-50 positions monthly, and only 15 of them were more or less perfect match for me. And I wrote cover letters to only 10 companies. How do people manage to do hundreds of relevant applications monthly? In this video, we're gonna talk about problem of AI applications flood, how it makes huge problems for recruiters, the advantage of being a human, about crafting an AI-proof applications, and how to navigate the new interviewing landscape. So, the AI applications flood. AI-generated applications are changing the IT job market in a big way. In Germany, a huge chunk of IT jobs application and cover letters are now created using artificial intelligence. This means that more than 5 of 10 applications recruiters receive are made by machines, not humans. These AI tools create applications that perfectly match job descriptions. They analyze postings, pick up necessary key requirements, and generate resumes and cover letters that seem ideal for this position. I've spoken with multiple people here in Germany who participate in hiring IT people to different extent. All of them say that AI-created job applications is a huge problem in a highly competitive market. These AI applications often look perfect on paper. They are well-written, error-free, and packed with exactly what recruiters want to see. With more than half of applications perfectly tailored by AI, how can human-written applications compete? The old advice about tailoring your resume doesn't work anymore because every AI is doing it pretty well now. Let's look at the problem from the recruiter side. Imagine you are a recruiter and in the morning you open your laptop and you see 500 applications. What's the trick? Most of them are written by AI. This is what recruiters in Germany's IT sector are facing every day. In the past, recruiters had a way to filter those applications. They looked for specific keywords, qualifications. It worked well when humans wrote those applications, but now those methods aren't cutting it anymore. AI tools are too good at matching keywords and job descriptions. I talked with a guy who is working on the senior DevOps position and he is struggling to find the person in his team for already half years. And he said, people who are clearly unqualified are able to easily bypass our recruitment screens, since generative AI can make those resume which matches every keyword that we put there. Companies now are changing how they evaluate the candidates. One manager told me, we got rid of the online tests because there is no sense of them. We now offer a choice of take-home assignment and discuss it afterwards, or live coding interview. There is no other way how to estimate people. This situation is tough on recruiters also. They are constantly wondering if they are talking to a real person or just a really good AI. Yes, I'm talking here about AI tools which generate you the answers on the screens while listening to your conversation. It already works. People are already massively using such tricks during the remote interviews. One head of data startup in Germany just shared recently. I think it's harder now to detect a good programmer, partly because that definition has to change with these new fancy tools. If you are looking for a job, you might be wondering, how can I stand out with this AI noise? This is what we will explore next, how human candidates can shine in this new application process. So, the human advantage. First of all, there is no silver bullet or ready step-by-step guide what you should do to stand out in this AI flood. Companies are adapting their approaches and processes and they are not settled yet. So let's talk more about rather general directions where you should move in order to succeed. And the logical answer is you should demonstrate human exclusive skills. I mean, Demonstrate them in your CV, in your job application, and during the interviewing process. So how can you show off these human skills in your job applications? It's all about sharing specific stories. Instead of just listing your tech skills, talk about the time you solved a tricky problem in a creative way. Maybe you found a smart solution to coding issues that saved your companies a lot of time and money. Or maybe you led a diverse team through the tough projects, showing off your leadership skills. And my own observations: projects are dying not because somebody is in the team does not know how to handle memory leaks. Of course, they die sometimes because of it, but very rarely. Mostly, they are dying because of toxic people and incompetent management. The key is to highlight your human skills throughout your application. Show how you approach problems, work with others, adapt to different new situations. In the next part of this video, we'll look at some practical steps for creating an application that really shows off your human edge. So let's get into it. Crafting an AI-proof application. Now let's discuss how to create an application that stands out in today's AI-dominated job market. Let's look at the key components of a strong human-crafted application and how to make them shine. For your resume, focus on being clear and specific. Instead of just listing your skills, tell a story about your experience. For example, share a time when you solved a difficult coding problem that saved your company time and money. For example, instead of just saying in your CV like 5 years hands-on Java Spring Boot experience with the high-load distributed systems, you can say, during last 5 years we managed to split the huge monolith up into 12 services, which allowed us to reduce regression errors by 80%. Before we had something like 12 incidents per year, and after migration we got only 3. We also managed to implement slow business logic on Rust, and it gave us almost 2 seconds of latency reduction. I know it's a bad thing of mentioning production incident in your CV, but I think you've got the idea. So tell the real stories instead of just listing your skills. AI cannot do it effectively. And your CV stories, it's a great topic to discuss during the interview. Just make sure that you can shine with your knowledge during discussing these topics. Otherwise, you can get the completely opposite effect. Now, about your cover letter. Many people say that cover letters are dead because they are the most where generative AI power is used. But we still can deal with it. I know it sounds stupid, but recruiters even say that it would be even better if you write your cover letter by hand, scan it and include it in the same file with your CV. Use storytelling to bring your experience to life. Share personal anecdotes that show why you are passionate about the role. Maybe you got interested in cybersecurity after helping a friend recover their hacked social media account. These stories make you memorable and showcase skills that AI cannot replicate. Don't forget about personal branding. Do you have any side projects or open source contributions, for example? These details help to create a picture of you as a real person, not just a list of qualifications. Another thing that UI cannot recreate is your professional network. Networking is another important strategy which becomes more and more effective right now. Join online tech communities, attend virtual meetups, or contribute to industry forums. These connections can help you stand out and might even lead to job opportunities that aren't publicly advertised yet. Remember, authenticity is becoming more valuable than ever in this AI-dominated landscape. By creating genuine professional narratives that reflect your true self, you give recruiters exactly what they are looking for: a real human with unique experiences and skills. So you've crafted these amazing human-centric applications, you've told your story, you differentiated yourself from the IT crowd, but what happens next? In our next sections, we'll explore how to navigate the interviewing process in this new AI-aware world. So, navigating the new interviewing landscape. Remember when solving just a coding challenge was enough to land a job? Those times are changed. In today's tech world, companies are reinventing their interviewing process to adapt to the new AI era. What can I say? AI is becoming another programming language like Java or Python. Highly declarative one, but still a language that we all have to learn. Otherwise, we all will become obsolete. Interviews for software engineering are evolving rapidly. Some companies now allow candidates to use AI tools during interviews, asking them to demonstrate how they apply those tools in the real scenarios. But don't get too excited, because you still need to explain your choices and show true understanding of what AI has just recently spitted you out. Companies are moving away from standard coding challenges and focusing on tasks that test your thinking process. For example, they might ask you to review a piece of code or design a system from scratch, for example. This task evaluates how you approach problems, not just what you know. They might ask about time you fixed a tricky bug, or how you'd handle, for example, a disagreement with your coworker. To do well in those new interviews, be ready to explain your thinking out loud. Companies are adapting their entire hiring process, adding more interactive elements, or even returning to in-person interviews in more and more cases. What can I say? Even new recruiting agencies are beginning to emerge, which add the candidates to their databases only after personal meeting. So, how do you get in the right mindset to tackle these new challenges? That's what we'll talk about next. The mindset shift. A growth mindset is a key here. It means believing that you can develop your abilities through the hard work and learning, rather than considering your abilities like something fixed. For example, I cannot sing because something wrong with my ears. Not, it's only about your practicing. People with this mindset tend to do better, especially when things get really tough. So, how do we make this shift? First, let's see AI as a helpful tool, not something that you have to fear. It can handle routine tasks for us, it does it really well, leaving us free to focus on the complex creative problems that humans are great at solving. To put this into action, try setting aside some time each week to exploring something new. Maybe watch a quick tutorial on a new AI tool, or try out a chatbot, for example. Implement something using some free access to the AI API. Don't need to become an expert, just stay curious and open to new ideas. Conclusion. Here are the key strategies for standing out in this AI-dominated job market. Focus on showcasing your uniquely human skills like creativity, emotional intelligence, and adaptability. AI still struggles with these qualities. Your application should highlight your personal experiences. Use specific examples to show how you solve problems and added value in your past roles. Networking is also a crucial part, so get involved in tech communities and build real connections. Stay curious, committed to learn something new. Be ready for more interactive interviews and test your real-world problem-solving abilities. Now take action. Review your resume and cover letter and make sure they tell your unique story. With these strategies, you can land a dream job in Germany. And if you need some additional help and maybe motivation, watch one of the videos that you will see right now.